Spark plugs. 99% of you knows what it is and what it does. Spark plugs are very important part of the motorcycle, very important part of the engine. Without them, the engine won't work. Unfortunately, they don't last forever, so they have to be replaced. It's a replaceable part of the engine. And according to the most of the motorcycle manufacturers, they need to be changed every 12,000 kilometers, which is not much. So I wonder, are these really so bad? Or are they just lying to us? Well, let's try figure it out. So welcome back in my channel, in my garage, and today I will try to solve a mystery about the spark plugs. I did get the idea for this video from one of my subscribers. I get as well all the information from him. He wanted to stay anonymous, so for the purpose of this video I'm gonna call him Bob. So what is the deal with the spark plugs actually? Because most of the manufacturers they say they need to be replaced after 12,000 kilometers. Of course there might be some difference between different manufacturers. I'm gonna focus on Kawasaki because I'm the Kawasaki user, and even in their instruction manual the Kawasaki states that the spark plugs should be replaced every 12,000 kilometers. So these Iridium NGK spark plugs, which are recommended for this engine, for the Kawasaki versus 1000 engine, cost around 20 euro. Of course that depends where you're buying them. If you buy them online, I was able to find them for around 15 euros. If you buy them by the dealer, they're gonna cost around 20, maybe even more. You need of course 4 of them, so that's around, let's say, 80 euros, which is not very much when you can replace them yourself. But let's face it, not everybody can do it. Not everybody is a born mechanic. I'm doing it myself, so for me it's a reasonable price. But if you can do it, then you of course need to go to the dealer or to the bike shop to replace them, and then the cost of the work are much bigger than the cost of the spark plugs itself. I'm making on my bike around 12 to 15,000 kilometers a year, so theoretically I need to replace the spark plugs each year. So that means that each year it costs me at least 80 euro. If I would do it at the service, it would cost me around 200-250 euro. Why is it so expensive? Well, to replace the spark plugs is not very easy. You need to remove quite a lot of things. So the fairing, you can theoretically lift the fuel tank, but it is much better to just remove it to have a better access to the spark plugs. You need a very long spark plug range because the spark plugs are very deep. So you need the tools as well for that. It takes quite a lot of time, and if you don't know what you're doing, it is quite easy to damage the engine head, because if you screw them too hard or wrong, you're gonna damage the thread in a cylinder head, and then you are in real trouble. So my personal advice, if you know how to do that, if you did it before, that's fine. If you have no idea about that and you're not sure about your possibilities, then just go to the dealer and pay what you need to pay. Better safe than sorry. But the question is, do they need to be replaced that often? Because 12,000 kilometers, that's not much. So Immediately in my head pop up the question, are these really that bad? Or maybe I should change the NGK for something else. Maybe the other one lasts longer. Well, it's not about that. So my viewer Bob contacted the customer service of the NGK, so the spark plug manufacturer, and he did ask the question about those spark plugs. And oh boy, he did get an answer, and I have it here in my hand, the email that he received from senior technical coordinator from NGK spark plug manufacturer. So, well, let's read it. We don't publish expected lifespan of our items, purely as this information is set by the vehicle/engine manufacturer rather than the component supplier. That means that they don't say when you have to replace the spark plug. Engine manufacturer is telling you when to change the spark plug. And theoretically it sounds logical, because the spark plug manufacturer cannot guarantee the quality of the engine. They cannot guarantee how the engine is working and how long it will last. So far it sounds very logical. They can often specify a service replacement interval far shorter than we would expect for the specification of the product. The motorcycle/engine manufacturer is basically playing safe. So this is just basically saying, yeah, let's just throw them away very quickly and let's keep our engine safe. Well, there is a small logic in there as well, but it's thin as the air. If we contravene this recommendation with our own service life, it would open the door to liability and contradicting the vehicle manufacturer. So basically speaking, illegal problems. However, for this style of plug specification, we would expect maybe as much as 64,000 kilometers before gap growth would become an issue during normal use. 64,000 kilometers, that's 5 times longer than what Kawasaki says. But let's play safe and let's say that 40,000 kilometers would be max without any problems. So even that is almost 3 times longer. And the most ridiculous part of this story is that even authorized Kawasaki dealers doesn't replace the spark plugs after 12,000 kilometers. And I know that because I bought quite a few new motorcycles, which of course are mostly about 2 years warranty. So I had to do all the servicing for the first 2 years so I can keep the warranty. So each time I went for the service, so each 12,000 kilometers service, it never happened that they replaced the spark plugs after 12,000 kilometers. The spark plugs were always replaced after 24,000 kilometers. So as you can see, even if you don't do it, you still should have a warranty, by the dealer at least. So if the spark plugs are much better than advised, so that they don't have to be replaced so often, why do they lying to us? Well, if you don't know what's going on, then it is about money. If you would replace spark plugs, let's say every 40,000 kilometers, you will spend much less money, which means much less income for the dealer, so for the service. and also much less income for the manufacturer of the spark plugs. So basically the very brutal truth about the spark plugs is that they much better than they tell you that they are. You don't need to replace them each 12,000 kilometers because they're gonna last much longer. But the motorcycle manufacturers, first of all, they play safe, because if something goes wrong with the engine, then I always can say, yeah, you didn't replace the spark plugs, that's why. It's not our fault, it's your fault. So they just playing safe, and they just saying that you must replace the spark plug. But I think the bigger issue here is that they just want bigger income. Because, as I said, by the Kawasaki dealer, the spark plugs cost around 20 euros. But if you go with the manufacturer story, so that the spark plugs are for 64,000 kilometers, yeah, let's say 50,000 kilometers to play safe, then you would need to change them every 5 years. So how much less money you will spend, and how much less money will go to the manufacturer of these spark plugs and the dealer, the service. So shortly speaking, spark plugs manufacturer must have income, so for them it's a good business, they don't say anything. Let's just go with the story of the engine manufacturer. The same story at the service. There are mechanics that are doing that, they need to be paid, and the business must be profitable. So they just need to earn money. Where do they earn the money? Of course, from me and from you. Because we are the customers, we are buying the product, and we must take care of the product. So this is our costs. But is it really necessary? So it's not the purpose of this video to tell you what to do, to tell you that don't replace your spark plugs because they're much better than they say to you. It's up to you what you're gonna do with your motorcycle, with your beloved motorcycle. It's up to you, are you gonna take good care of it, or you're just gonna use it. It's up to you if you're gonna play safe with the dealer and you're gonna spend some more money, or you're gonna do it yourself and spare some money. It's absolutely up to you. I'm not gonna tell you don't do it because it's not worth it. For some it is worth it, for some don't. For me personally, I definitely won't be changing the spark plugs each 12,000 kilometers, because even service doesn't do that. So why should I? I'm gonna play safe as well, and I think that replacing my spark plugs would be around 24 to 30,000 kilometers. So I'm somewhere in the middle. So I'm gonna spare some money. I'm already sparing some money because I'm doing it myself, but I can spare some money on parts costs, and by doing it less than they tell me to. There is only one thing for sure. If you want that your motorcycle perform well and that it won't disappoint you when you are traveling or you're riding twisties or whatever you do, you need to take care of it. Now, it doesn't matter, you're gonna do that in the service or you're gonna do it yourself. Take care of your motorcycle and your motorcycle will take care of you. And replacing the spark plugs is one of these things that you must do. The question is how you do that. So with that conclusion, I will end this video. I hope it was interesting topic. I hope it gave you some view about how the system works and how good the quality of your motorcycle parts are. Yeah, I hope we all learn something from it. A big thanks to Bob for all the information he sent me about this topic. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. If you like the channel, you can support me by clicking a super thanks button underneath your YouTube screen, or you can buy me a coffee. All the informations about that are in the description of this video. So again, thanks for watching guys, and of course I'll see you in the next one.